Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to my January bullet journal setup. I'm doing a Studio Ghibli theme this month, and this is the picture I'm trying to recreate. I'm thinking about putting Totoro kind of here on the left, and then the calendar kind of filling in the space over to the right. I've never been one for a separate cover page personally. I like doing very decorative calendars as opposed to having like a separate cover page. So I started by using my spacing guide to figure out how big I wanted my calendar boxes to be, and I decided I wanted them to be 5 by 5 with one space between. I like to just mark the corners of the boxes in pencil to save time, and I always double check things as I go along. I have fucked up too many calendars in my time bullet journaling. So while I'm inking all of these lines, I figured I'd take a moment to introduce myself a little more. This is my second video, so if you missed my 2021 bullet journal setup, you can check that out if you want. I just graduated college where I earned a bachelor's of music in music technology. I bullet journaled all through college, and it was definitely my main way that I could organize my thoughts and all of my tasks and everything I needed to do. I was a pretty busy student, so the way that you could customize a bullet journal really appealed to me, and I've also been so into drawing and lettering since I was a kid, so it was an added bonus that I can get creative with it, and now I use my bullet journal to keep track of my tasks for my job. In my time bullet journaling, I have found that efficiency is really the most important thing. I don't like to take too much time to make spreads, so I like to try and keep them simple. The main goal of my journal at the end of the day is to be functional and efficient. The rest is really just for fun. I decided to make this channel because I really missed having a radio show. My show was a way for me to make content and just like talk to a void for a couple hours in a week. It was really quite therapeutic for me in college. Now, this is kind of just like that, but instead of talking about music and events on campus, I'm talking about art and bullet journaling. Alright, enough of watching me draw 31 fucking squares. Let's draw Totoro. So I decided to use my firm Tombow Fudenosuke pen to ink Totoro, but it was a really fresh pen. I just opened it out of the package, so it was actually almost a little too juicy. So if I drew this again, I would have used maybe one of my thicker micron pens or one of my older Fudenosuke pens so it wasn't so inky. So then I used the teensiest, tiniest, so tiny Pigma micron that I had to fill in the little pupils on the little Totoro. For the lettering, I just wrote in an even all caps font with the Fudenosuke brush pen. I just kind of wrote the same way that I normally would, but I paid attention to how much pressure I was using to create the thinner and thicker spots. I hope that kind of makes sense. I didn't really go hard on the brush lettering. I just wanted it to be nice and even and easy to replicate. So I tried to find a marker that best matched the washi tape I was using on this page, and I made the little spaces for the days of the month in the calendar. I really fucked up one of the calendar boxes, as you can see there, so I used the Soot Sprite pattern tape to cover it up. Bam, like nothing ever happened. I love washi tape. This is fun. So I went back and forth a lot on if I wanted to color Totoro. At the end of the day, I decided I wanted more color in my spread, so I decided to color him in with these cheapy pens that I got on Amazon, and they're nice because they came in a really wide variety of colors, but they are just, the quality isn't there. They're a little streaky, they don't really blend into each other well, they just kind of layer in a weird way. They've always been like this. I've tried them on a bunch of different papers, so they're good for color, and they're okay. They're fine, but I definitely prefer the Tombow dual brush pens over them. So I try to use the clear Tombow blender pen in hopes of making the gray not like that. And it kind of worked. It ended up just giving it a more bluish hue, which, I mean, is fine. It didn't really help blend anything out at all. Then I just use my Micron pen to write in all of the days of the month. For some finishing touches, I added some floral accents and some more of the Ghibli washi tapes from Jet Pens. These little yellow and orange puffballs are like a background on one of the washi tapes I'm using, and it made for a really great space filler on the other pages, so I actually came back to the cover page and added it in. So, funny story, I actually forgot to film the beginning of my habit tracker page. There was like a shot of me sketching it out, and then I got here. So, whatever. It's pretty standard. I just like to sketch out like mini calendars for my trackers rather than using like a full page chart situation. I don't really have like 20 things to track, so the charts just don't look as good for me personally. I'm copying a picture I found of Gigi on Google Images. That's the cat companion from Kiki's Delivery Service, and I'm using that to fill the empty space at the bottom. Coloring Gigi in actually went a lot easier than coloring in Totoro, mainly because Gigi is all black, but I think they both turned out really cute, and I'm really glad that I decided to add so much drawing and color into this month's spreads. So I don't always do a notes page, but I felt that I wanted to have one this month because there were a lot of unknowns, so it's nice to just have a blank space to be able to write down any notes that I might need that are overarching for the whole month or just something that I might need to write down for later. What I decided to do was make sort of a frame out of those little puffball flowers to match the washi tape. So in the little background of the washi tape, there's these orange and yellow puffball flowers and some little red bows. So I did that, and then I also added in these little fern leaf designs just because I wanted to incorporate green into the color scheme a little bit more. I really like the color green lately, so I add it to my spreads wherever I can. You can see that I'm trying to track drinking enough water. I also wanted to try and do some yoga in the morning just to help my body feel a little bit better. I've done yoga on and off for a few years, but I want to just really get back into the routine. I also wanted to track how often I'm posting on Instagram because I'd like to be more active over there. You can follow me. It's just at my name, at carly.kime. And then I also wanted to track how often my boyfriend and I stream on Twitch. We're really excited to get started over there, and I will share details as I have them, but we are slowly amassing all of the equipment we need to stream video games on Twitch, like the nerdy little couple we are. So I'm really excited to get that started. As you can see in the corner, I added, in that top corner, I made it more of like a soot sprite design, and in the bottom corner, I made it more of a floral design, but at the end of the day, I just kind of decided to incorporate both elements into both corners. It just looked better that way. And I mean, it's a notes page. The main thing is that I have enough space to write, you know? So I'm just using some plain black washi tape and some of the soot sprite pattern tape to create a little space for the title. The best part for me about using washi tape is that you can just peel it off if you hate it. I've tried a lot of weekly spreads and I haven't really found one spread that like does it all for me. The main thing that I like in a weekly spread is space for both my meetings or events or like, you know, timed things, and then a rolling task or to-do list. Whether the task or to-do list is like rolling in each day or one big weekly rolling kind of just depends on what I need to do. I really don't have much going on in this first week of January, so all I really needed was space for a to-do list. All I did was divide both pages into quarters and then labeled them all for each day of the week, and I left the top left corner of the left page open for space for a doodle. And then I just used that same Tombow brush pen and paid attention to how much pressure I was giving, and this is really just my own handwriting with a brush pen. I really am not trying very hard here. I just wanted to tie in those orange and yellow puffball ideas and made the orange and yellow circles to house the numbers for each day. And then I added the doodle in the top left. I wanted to incorporate as many icons from the Ghibli films as possible, so I decided to go with the classic No Face from Spirited Away. Alright, so it is time for our final flip through. Thank you so much for watching my January setup video. It means so much to me that you take the time out of your day to watch me make my silly little lines in my silly little journal. So stay safe, and I will see you in my next video.